First step, chopping the onions. Not my favorite task, that's for sure. I am, however, trying to incorporate them more, especially if they were finely chopped. And now we are going to put those onions into our bowl, and this is the bowl we're going to be using to make our meatball mixture. We have added our ground turkey to the bowl, and then we are going to add our garlic powder, our pepper, our salt, our parsley, and panko crumbs, of course. And then 1 egg. There's also allspice and nutmeg included in that mixture of seasonings. And now we're going to begin the messy part of mixing all of this together to make our meat mixture for the meatballs. Once we have thoroughly mixed the meat mixture with all of the seasonings in it, we divide it into 4 so then we can evenly make the meatballs. This recipe calls for 12 large meatballs or 20 small meatballs. I think I ended up making 11 meatballs if I remember correctly. Now we're going to take each of these 4 sections and make them into 3 or 4 separate meatballs, rolling them by hand. And one thing to keep in mind, if you do have some meatballs that are a little bit smaller or a little bit larger, you can always add it to another one to try to make them as even as possible. Now we have all of our meatballs in a bowl, and we're going to add them to a heated frying pan that has both oil and butter in it. You want to cook these meatballs continuously, turning them until they turn brown on each side and they are cooked throughout. As I was cooking them, I was also making sure there was butter and oil underneath them as they were cooking. And of course, as this is all happening, we are making our noodles on a back burner. Once the meatballs are done cooking, we transfer them to a plate and cover them with foil. And then we add 4 tablespoons of butter and flour to a skillet and whisk it until it turns brown. And then we stir in beef broth and heavy cream. And then we add Worcestershire sauce, I can never say that word, and Dijon mustard, and bring it to a simmer until the sauce starts to thicken. You can always add salt and pepper to taste as well. Now we are adding our meatballs back to the skillet so they can simmer in there for 2 minutes or a little bit more if you want to get an extra amount of seasoning and flavor into those meatballs. Once that thickens, we can add all of the noodles in there and mix it all in together. Probably made a few too many noodles, but oh well. Top it with salt and pepper and you are good to go. I didn't get to record anything after we ate the food last night, but the consensus was that was missing some salt and pepper. And I think that's right because I feel like I didn't put enough in when I was making the sauce. So we ended up topping it with salt and pepper, which actually tasted really well. So really well, really good, really well. So yeah, so I think the only things I would do differently in the future would be to make less noodles because I made way too many noodles. And then put some more salt and pepper in the sauce when I am making the sauce part of it, and then just topping it with a little bit of salt maybe, or just letting whoever's eating it decide to do that. But other than that, though, the boys seem to love the meatballs. Paul, I think, liked the meatballs. I enjoyed the meatballs. So yeah, so it was really good, and I'm definitely gonna make it again. And I think, yeah, I think it's just a matter of just trying it again and making it a little, just paying more attention to maybe the salt and pepper part of it. But I was also trying to record while I was doing it. I did not plan it out super well, so that didn't help me at all. It gave me some ideas for the future and like how I'm gonna do the recording portion of everything. But all in all, positive experience. I'm gonna put the recipe that I used in the comments just so you know what I did. And yeah, I'm excited to have some Swedish meatballs over noodles for leftovers for lunch today. So I better finish getting ready for work.